When everything you've counted on suddenly stops, when the grid fails and the news dries up and all you hear at night are distant sirens and shouts, your true level of preparedness is no longer a theory, it's everything. Everyone thinks of food, water, maybe weapons, but too few recognize that in real disaster scenarios, survival hinges on one truth: no one makes it alone. Your greatest advantage isn't in your pantry or your arsenal. It's the people beside you, the prepper network you've built, the ones who watch your back, relay real-time threats, and can act with discipline when the world unravels faster than anyone expects. Before we go deeper, hear this. Every day you wait, the odds stack against you. Subscribe now, because what you'll learn in the next few minutes will position you far ahead of the crowds scrambling in panic. Don't just sit on this knowledge. Like, comment, and share so your closest allies are just as ready as you are. It's not paranoia if the risks are real. The hard lesson from every crisis, whether it's the chaotic aftermath of Hurricane Katrina or the rolling blackouts during the Texas freeze, is that rule of law can collapse in an instant. In those moments, the threat isn't just hunger, thirst, or cold. It's other desperate people. Looters don't announce themselves. They hunt in packs, exploit darkness, and exploit hesitation even faster. If you think a padlock or a single rifle at your window is enough, you've already been outmaneuvered. So, what separates successful survivors from the victims in every disaster? Organization, communication, and trust built before the chaos, not after. The cornerstone of outsmarting looters is a disciplined, tightly structured prepper network. But too many make rookie mistakes. They draw attention with careless chatter, trust the wrong people, or fail to develop communication plans that actually work under pressure. Let's start with the basics. Selection. Building your network isn't about recruiting anyone you vaguely know who owns a flashlight. Every name, every skill set must count. Start close. Family, trusted neighbors, long-term friends with proven integrity. But don't be seduced by familiarity alone. Trust needs to be backed by a track record. Has this person shown reliability in real stress, or do they fall apart at the first sign of trouble? Does your potential teammate have skills that fill the gaps in your own preparations? Medical expertise, mechanical skills, radio operation, basic security tactics. These all have real life and death value. Background checks aren't just for businesses. They're survival. You don't need a private investigator. Simple internet lookups, discreet checks with mutual contacts, and years of personal observation reveal a lot. Look for warning signs: loose talk, past betrayals, addiction, unstable temperament. Good intentions won't matter when resources are scarce and tension is high. In Argentina's 2001 economic collapse, entire neighborhoods were torn apart, not by outside looters, but by supposedly trusted neighbors who turned predatory when money and food ran out. The lesson? Vet harder than you think necessary. Vetting isn't a one-time event either. Situations change, people change. The best prepper networks do quiet, ongoing assessments. Some groups implement basic codes of conduct or run stress drills to flush out weak links. If someone balks, argues, or refuses to participate, they're not ready, and the margin for error is razor thin. You're not building a social club. You're assembling a unit that needs to function when lives are on the line. With your core group assembled, secrecy is absolutely critical. The most effective prepper networks operate under the radar. Never refer to your group as a survival club or militia in public. Avoid large, flashy gatherings or buying bulk supplies all at once. Instead, develop subtle signals and quiet meeting patterns. Real-world events have shown that loose lips or showy stockpiling quickly attract desperate people, or worse, a government response you aren't prepared to handle. During the LA riots in 1992, Korean shop owners who quietly organized armed rooftop defenses succeeded because they maintained operational silence. Those who bragged or drew attention became targets from multiple directions. Communication is your lifeline. In a blackout, cell towers and internet may crumble fast. Do you know how your group will talk when phones go silent? Every network needs at least 2 layers of backup. Simple walkie-talkies work for short distances when power is stable. But GMRS radios with better range and repeater capability give you more reach. But to outsmart looters and coordinate under pressure, you need redundancy. Hand crank radios, CBs, and at least one person with ham radio skills and a proper license. Don't rely on the grid to alert you. Practice silent signals, flashlight blinks, colored fabric markers, prearranged knock patterns. And always maintain operational security. Never transmit sensitive info openly, always use code words, and change codes regularly to prevent compromise. Here's something most preppers overlook: signal discipline. During the Bosnia conflict in the 1990s, civilians who used radios carelessly were tracked and targeted. Transmissions were kept ultra-short, coded, and on rotating frequencies. Your network should adopt similar practices. Develop a simple code language for common threats, visitors for looters, weather change for imminent danger, family reunion for rally at the safe house. Practice these codes until they're second nature, because under stress, clarity and speed save lives. Beyond basic codes, consider implementing burst transmission techniques if you have the technology. Short, pre-composed messages transmitted in seconds reduce the window for interception or triangulation. During the Cold War, resistance networks used number stations and one-time pads for secure communication. While you don't need that level of sophistication, the principle holds. Brevity and encryption-level security protect your operational integrity. Even simple substitution ciphers or pre-agreed reference books where page and line numbers convey messages can work when digital security fails. Looter tactics evolve fast. In South Africa's rolling blackouts, criminals were known to use diversionary fires or staged injuries to draw defenders away before raiding from the rear. The best prepper networks train to recognize these patterns and respond with discipline. Establish clear roles: perimeter security, comms, medical, logistics. Rotate duties to prevent fatigue, but never leave gaps. Real-world experience underscores this. After natural disasters in the Philippines, only the tightly organized barangays with rotating night watch survived without mass theft. Those who posted guards for one night and then relaxed were hit hardest on the second or third night when exhaustion set in. Understanding looter psychology gives you a tactical edge. Most looters operate on risk-reward calculations. They want maximum gain with minimum resistance. When they scout a target, they look for specific indicators. Are lights on? Are there signs of organization? Do they hear voices or movement? A single person defending a home is vulnerable, but coordinated voices, staggered lights in multiple windows, and the sound of radios crackling suggest an organized group, and that's often enough to make them move on. In post-Katrina New Orleans, homes that appeared occupied and defended were bypassed in favor of obviously abandoned properties. But some looters are more sophisticated. During the 2003 Northeast blackout, organized crews in New York used police scanners to track response times and hit stores in calculated waves. Your network needs intelligence gathering capabilities. Monitor police frequencies if legal in your area. Track social media for riot formations or looting patterns. And maintain a threat map marking suspicious activity. Information is power. And in chaos, real-time intel can mean the difference between being ready and being surprised. Security is nothing without preparedness. Your network must run drills. Practice is what separates wishful thinking from operational readiness. Do you have a rally point known to everyone? A fallback plan if home is breached? Who handles first aid? Who manages evac routes? Who does the last sweep before moving? These roles aren't static. Build cross-training into your routines so no critical skill or tool is dependent on just one person. If your only medic goes down, does someone else know how to apply a tourniquet or treat shock? If your comms expert is separated, can anyone else operate the ham radio? Run tabletop exercises where you walk through scenarios. Looters spotted 2 blocks away. Fire breaks out during curfew. Injured member needs evacuation. Talk through every decision, every movement, every communication. Then take it live. Practice moving in darkness, coordinating without phones, securing a perimeter in under 5 minutes. The groups that survive aren't the ones with the most gear. They're the ones who've rehearsed until every action is instinct. Consider running full blackout drills. Turn off all power to your home for 48 hours. No phones, no internet, no electricity. Can your network still communicate? Can you cook, purify water, maintain security? These exercises expose weaknesses before they become fatal. After Hurricane Maria devastated Puerto Rico, the communities that had practiced grid-down scenarios recovered faster and suffered less violence than those caught completely unprepared. Eyes and ears count for more than firepower when confronting looters. Surveillance, whether by low-tech means like roving patrols and observation posts, or motion-triggered cameras running on solar power, buys you warning time. But surveillance is only useful if information actually gets relayed and acted on. After the 2011 Joplin tornado, neighborhoods with informal watch groups suffered far less looting than those who hunkered down solo. The pattern repeats worldwide. Solo defenses fail. Small coordinated groups with layered surveillance and rapid communications frustrate looters and force them to seek easier targets. Invest in night vision if possible, but don't underestimate old-school methods. Tin cans on wire, gravel paths that crunch underfoot, strategically placed reflective surfaces that catch moonlight. These simple tricks have worked for centuries. During World War II, resistance fighters used them to detect patrols. They still work today because they're silent, require no power, and give you those critical extra seconds to respond. Place tripwires connected to bells or lights in concealed approaches. Use motion-activated sound devices that bark like dogs or emit loud alarms. Psychological deterrence works because looters want easy targets, not complications. Defensive positioning matters enormously. If you're defending a home, know your fields of fire, your blind spots, your choke points. Barricade ground floor windows with furniture that can't be easily moved. Reinforce doors with horizontal bars, not just deadbolts. Create layered defenses, outer perimeter alerts, middle zone obstacles, inner sanctum fallback positions. Israeli homes in contested areas often feature safe rooms with reinforced doors, supplies, and communication equipment. You don't need military-grade construction, but basic hardening can buy crucial time. You can't overlook psychological warfare. Most looters are opportunists. They look for signs of weakness, open doors, trash cans piled high, untended pets, dark and silent homes. Your network must project readiness, lights, noise, movement, even occasional visible patrols. Signal that a home isn't easy prey. But never overplay your hand. Never flash weapons or valuables. The line between deterrence and provocation is thin, and real danger lies in crossing it. In post-Katrina New Orleans, some homeowners who openly displayed firearms were targeted specifically for those weapons by organized groups. Smart deterrence is subtle, enough presence to discourage, not enough to advertise what you have. Deception can be your ally. In Sarajevo during the siege, residents created dummy sentries, mannequins or silhouettes placed in windows to suggest more defenders than actually existed. Simple tricks like leaving multiple pairs of boots outside doors, playing recordings of dogs barking or people talking, or using timers to turn lights on and off in different rooms all contribute to the illusion of strength and vigilance. Internal discipline matters just as much as external defense. During Venezuela's prolonged blackouts, reports surfaced of prepper mutinies, where formerly trusted group members tried to seize supplies or defected for personal gain. Avoid this by maintaining transparency about rules, roles, and reserves. Decisions, especially about who eats, who waits, and when, must be clearly understood and agreed to in advance. Power struggles and chaos are fatal. Establish a clear chain of command, but balance it with group input on major decisions. Dictatorships breed resentment. Democracies are too slow under fire. The best model is a small council of trusted leads who can make rapid decisions but remain accountable to the group. Document everything in writing. A simple constitution or charter outlining responsibilities, resource distribution, decision-making processes, and consequences for violations keeps everyone aligned. In the aftermath of Katrina, some community groups that had written agreements beforehand avoided the internal conflicts that destroyed other survivor clusters. When memories fail or disputes arise, having documented rules prevents arguments from escalating into violence. Trust, but verify. Use basic accounting, written or memorized, so every group member knows what's stored and where. Hidden caches are wise. but not if only one person knows the location. Use a buddy system. At least two people must always be able to access any secondary stash, repair kit, or supply drop. Scenario-based decision-making keeps everyone sharp and honest. If someone tries to monopolize knowledge or resources, that's a red flag you confront early. In the collapse of the Soviet Union, local food cooperatives that maintained transparent records and shared access survived far better than those where one person controlled everything. Let's dig deeper into external alliances. No network survives in a vacuum. The most successful communities, like certain rural Japanese villages after the Fukushima crisis, quietly maintained contact with neighboring groups. Not to share secrets, but to coordinate patrols, flag suspected threats, and share real-time intel about looter presence. This doesn't require blind trust. It requires clear communication boundaries, mutual interests, and established protocols for joint operations. Agreements can be as simple as text code red if strangers approach from Main Street, or as advanced as synchronized patrol schedules. The point isn't to make friends, it's mutual security under emergency. Consider establishing trade networks before disaster strikes. Identify neighbors with complementary skills or resources, a farmer, a mechanic, a nurse. Build relationships now through casual interaction, skill sharing, or small trades. When crisis hits, these established connections become invaluable, but always maintain operational security. Trade partners don't need to know your full inventory or capabilities. Keep transactions neutral and professional. Guard against infiltration. In many post-disaster situations, looters send scouts posing as victims seeking help or as friendly new arrivals. Your network must have clear, simple verification steps, password phrases, visible marks, or even just mutual recognition before granting access to group meeting points or shared info. It helps to document everyone's basic profile, physical description, skills, known addresses, so you can spot imposters more easily. During the Balkan Wars, some communities used childhood memories or local history questions as verification, details an outsider couldn't fake. Supplies and logistics are vital, but must be handled discreetly. Rotating supply runs, varying routes, and changing up who participates in each task all cut risk. Never let outsiders witness you unloading bulk supplies or transferring gear. Trade or barter only with vetted partners, and never at your base of operations. Drop points and dead drop supply caches, a classic spy tactic, work even today. Always keep your loading, unloading, and meeting locations hidden and separate. If you must move large quantities, do it in small batches over several days using different vehicles and times. Predictability kills. Cache supplies in multiple locations. One central stockpile is a single point of failure. If your home is compromised, can you access backup supplies? Bury waterproof containers in known locations, hide supplies in vehicles or secondary properties, or arrange secure storage with trusted network members. Document cache locations using landmarks and GPS coordinates, but never keep this information in a single place. Split knowledge among trusted leaders so no one person's capture or death compromises everything. If your area has neighborhood watch associations or even community WhatsApp groups, use these tools for intelligence, but be careful. Don't give away OPSEC details. Monitor for threats and trends. Is theft rising in your zip code? Are there reports of unfamiliar vehicles casing local streets? Every piece of data counts and timing is everything. If violence flares, the first networks to respond with accurate info and coordinated action secure their perimeters. Those who hesitate or communicate chaotically become targets. In the 2019 California blackouts, neighborhoods with active text chains and shared Google Maps pins identifying suspicious activity saw dramatically lower crime rates. Medical emergencies can break groups just as fast as a violent attack. Make sure your core team is trained in trauma first aid. Stock up on antibacterial agents, tourniquets, and basic medicines, but also rotate these supplies and never let the whole stash reside in one place. Remember, in an extended grid-down event, wounds fester, infections spread, and even minor sprains or cuts become life-threatening. Designate a field medic, but ensure at least 2 others can back up every skill. Wilderness medicine courses, stop the bleed training, basic suturing. These aren't luxuries. In Syria's civil war, Neighborhoods with trained medics had survival rates orders of magnitude higher than those without. Beyond trauma care, understand preventive medicine. Sanitation becomes critical when infrastructure fails. Improper waste disposal spreads disease faster than violence spreads fear. Designate latrines away from water sources, enforce hand-washing protocols, and stockpile disinfectants. Cholera, dysentery, and typhoid killed more people in historical sieges than combat did. Your network needs protocols for maintaining hygiene even when water is scarce and sewage systems fail. Children, elderly, and pets require special planning. Assign dedicated guardians and always keep their needs in logistics calculations. Their physical and psychological well-being is often a weak link looters exploit, so don't overlook or delegate it to chance. Kids need routines and reassurance. Elderly need medications and mobility support. Pets need food and containment. Failing to plan for any of these creates chaos and vulnerability at the worst possible moment. Children can also be assets if trained appropriately. In World War II, resistance movements trained children as couriers and lookouts because their movements drew less suspicion. Obviously, never put children in direct danger, but teaching them observation skills, basic signals, and how to stay quiet and hidden can enhance network security. Make it age-appropriate and frame it as games or skills, rather than fear-based training. You might think all this borders on overkill. Yet study the patterns from every civil collapse, from Eastern Europe in the 90s to recent major blackouts in South America. The few who prepared in depth, who forged resilient, disciplined, trusted networks, are the ones left standing when the dust settles. And the signs of social tension and resource collapse, they're never as far off as people hope. Supply chain disruptions, political instability, climate disasters, cyber attacks on infrastructure, any of these can cascade into the kind of breakdown where your network becomes your only lifeline. Let's talk about something most people avoid: decision-making under moral pressure. What happens when someone outside your network desperately needs help? When a family with children shows up at your door, hungry and scared? These moments test every principle you've established. The brutal truth is that unchecked charity can doom your entire group, but complete callousness destroys morale and humanity. The answer lies in pre-agreed protocols. Some networks establish a charity reserve, a small separate supply designated for helping outsiders without compromising core survival. Others create screening processes to determine genuine need versus manipulation. In the Great Depression, communities that survived best had clear, humane but firm boundaries about who received help and how much. Establish criteria before crisis hits. Will you help immediate neighbors only? Families with children? No one outside the network? Whatever you decide, make it clear and consistent. Inconsistent mercy breeds resentment and exploitation. Document your policy and ensure everyone understands and accepts it. When the moment comes, emotion won't cloud judgment because the decision framework already exists. Leadership matters more than most preppers admit. In stress, people look for direction. If your network lacks clear, calm, decisive leadership, it will fracture. But leadership in survival isn't about being the loudest or the toughest. It's about making hard calls, bearing responsibility, and maintaining group cohesion. Study historical examples. Shackleton's Antarctic expedition survived impossible odds because of leadership that balanced realism with hope, discipline with compassion. Your network needs someone who can do the same, and it might be you, whether you feel ready or not. Effective leaders listen more than they speak. They absorb information, assess threats, and make decisions based on facts rather than panic. They also delegate, empowering trusted members to handle their domains without micromanagement. In the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising, leadership distributed across cells prevented total collapse when individual leaders were captured or killed. Resilient networks have redundant leadership, with clear succession plans if primary leaders are incapacitated. Conflict resolution within the group can't be ignored. When stress peaks, tempers flare. Small disagreements become explosive without proper mechanisms to address them. Establish a mediation process, a neutral party or small committee that hears disputes and renders binding decisions. In tight-knit communities, unresolved conflicts poison morale and fracture unity faster than external threats do. Finally, don't forget morale. Despair can sweep through a group faster than a rumor. Leaders bear the responsibility not just for tactics and supplies, but for holding the team together during sleepless nights and anxious days. Share information, but do it selectively. Never sugarcoat the truth, but don't paralyze your people with panic. Build routines, rotate tasks, inject moments of normalcy. Celebrate small wins. In the darkest times, discipline, planning, and solidarity are what bring you through. After the siege of Sarajevo, survivors credited not just resourcefulness, but shared meals, music, and maintaining human connection for keeping them sane and functional. Create rituals that reinforce unity. Weekly check-ins where members share concerns and victories, communal meals even with limited resources, recognition of individual contributions. All these strengthen bonds. During the London Blitz, neighborhood shelters that sang songs and shared stories had lower rates of panic and psychological breakdown than those that sat in fearful silence. So now you know. Outlasting chaos isn't just about you or your guns or how many beans you've stashed. It's about the network you've built, the discipline you maintain, and your ability to outthink, not just outshoot, those who would take what you've worked for. The time to build that network is before the sirens, before the news stops, before hungry eyes are on your door. Every conversation you have today, every drill you run, every relationship you strengthen is an investment in survival that compounds when crisis strikes. If you value this kind of raw, actionable knowledge, don't wait. Subscribe and bring others into the circle who are serious about survival. Add your insights and experiences in the comments and share this with someone who needs to hear the truth before it's too late. When real danger comes, there's no replay. For those who want to take preparedness to the next level, there's a collection of deeper guides, checklists, and documents linked in the pinned comment. Study them, use them, and keep building your edge, because tomorrow's threat might already be moving tonight.